This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. All financial actions are your own responsibility. Please make sure you understand the risks before getting started. Let me lift your spirits with this. Ambition is great, the desire to grow even better, but where do you start when there are thousands of options in front of you? Hi, I'm Simon. I've been trading for 10 years. Today I'll show you how to take your first steps. No pressure, no jargon, no empty promises. Just practice, observation and clarity. This might be a good fit if you're a beginner. In my community, everyone moves at their own pace. Now let's get to trading. We've got a live session ahead. Let's dive in. Today I'm watching the market move and I want to share how I think when I look at a chart. It's all based on personal experience and simple observation. This is not advice or instructions, just an example of how you can start engaging your thinking when looking at numbers and lines. Let's begin. On the screen you can see that after a sharp rise, the movement has slowed down. It reminds me of a car easing off the gas before a turn. This kind of moment can suggest that the mood of participants is beginning to shift. Pauses after strong moves often hint that things might be about to change. That's exactly when it's worth paying closer attention. Every day I stream my trades live. What you see is what really happens. Members of my community follow along and they learn how market works in real time, not through screenshots. Want to get involved? Click the pinned comment link. That's where I trade live, explain my reasoning, show when not to enter and break it all down in simple terms. Watch, observe, repeat, whatever suits you. No guessing, no complicated stuff. Some people became more confident in trading, others bought a car, some went traveling. Everyone's journey is different, but they all started the same way. They joined and started watching. Access is open, click the pinned link and come inside. I'll show you how it works live. The chart reached a point where similar slowdowns happened before. You can see that the line started to behave differently here, more actively. When the chart starts acting differently in the familiar zone, it can be a signal that change might be coming. After the rise, the line seemed to slow down and slightly shift direction. It gave me the sense that there might be a change in trader sentiment. There are areas where the chart behaves in similar ways again and again. These are points of interest, not calls to action. Green areas started to appear on the screen. In the past, these moments matched the start of more confident upward movements. I took note of it. Even after a drop, a new move can begin, but it's better to watch how it unfolds rather than rush it. How was the trading session? If you're still watching, you're already interested, and honestly, that's one of the biggest steps. I've learned that real change doesn't come from motivational speeches or piles of theory. It comes from observing, practicing, and getting feedback. That's why I build a community where I analyze the markets live, people ask questions, and we figure out what works and what doesn't together. It's all at a natural pace, no complex lingo, no expectations that you already know. You just watch how I make decisions, hear my logic, and when you're ready, you try too. I'm actively involved, I answer questions, talk about mistakes, and show how I deal with them. This is not a pre-recorded course, it's a real-life process. If this speaks to you, the community link is in the pinned comment. Take a look from the inside. The line approached the lower boundary again, but didn't go any further, as if it met invisible support. These moments often signal a pause in the decline. If the price freezes at the same point and doesn't move lower, it might hint at stabilization. It's useful to notice that. After a long decline, the chart started to rise. It looked like a change in the background, like the sun breaking through after a long cloudy day. The first upward move after a big drop is always interesting. The key is to observe it calmly and without rushing. Before this, the chart moved almost in a straight line and then suddenly dropped. It looked like a return to a previous pattern. A sharp move after a pause often makes you wonder, has the old dynamic returned? Again, we see the chart hit its ceiling but fail to break through. It looked like hesitation and doubt. When the chart repeatedly fails to go higher, that can be an important moment. Not a time to action, but for reflection. The chart briefly paused, then continued to fall. The pattern looked familiar. Things are developing just like before. If the move continues in the same direction after a break, it's something to factor into your observation. After a short pause, the chart moved back to where it had been. It seemed like the line was just continuing its behavior. Sometimes nothing really changes, even when it feels like things are slowing down. In these moments, it's especially important not to rush or jump to conclusions. And remember, this is not a recommendation, it's just one way to think while looking at your phone screen. Any decisions are yours alone, and it's essential to consider the risks. Analyze calmly and consciously. So, trading is not about instant success, it's about building resilience. If you found this interesting and want to truly understand how things work step by step at your own pace, welcome to my community. You can start at any level. Watch, listen, ask questions when you're ready. It all happens in real time. I personally analyze markets, share my thinking, and explain how decisions are made. The link is in the pinned comment. Check it out, maybe this will be the step that starts to shift your whole approach. No rush, in your own rhythm. Thanks for watching, see you soon.